we go, time to
It hasn't
ascend.
been easy for you, Aurea. Getting back to this point.
It was all to hear her voice again. This time, we both will.
I'd like that.
Are you ready then? Once we ascend, it will be hard to turn back.
As ready as we'll get. We could have looted some more heals, I suppose, but
Finally, we ascend.
How? I don't see a way up.
Not up. Through.
No, brother!
why does it open? Because we bared the vent?
So you see, I too can call upon the power of the old ones.
Yeah.
What was this place?
The spirit once told me that this all used to be part of its domain. A fortress that defended humankind from a terrible danger.
Fortress. It looks more like a machine.
Is that not fitting? The blue light often dwells in machines.
Let's just hope that some remains here.
Watchers on the other side of this.
Grab this now.
I still don't like it.
November 21st, 2064. It's been 3 years since I was last here, and 12 since I was running the place. Just a skeleton crew left, confused about why I'm here. So am I. Anita wants me to find a way to suspend operations for a while. Maybe a long while. And I don't know why. But from the sound of her voice, it was something terrifying. I wish I could look into her eyes, ask her what the hell she's so freaked out about, but what else is new? And don't I wish I could look into her eyes again?
Aloy? Were you listening for something?
There are memories here. Messages left by the old ones.
You can hear them. I envy you. What did they say?
I'm not sure yet, Aurea.
Here. Up and over.
Joshua, the return of the Director Emeritus. Decent hollow title. No, bad title and worse subject. The camera crew would die of boredom. Whatever, Gina, it's still the most excitement this hell cave has seen in a long time. Your standards for exciting are depressingly low. I'll squeeze what I can out of this, thanks. You always were a little sweet on Kenny. What? No way, his ears are enormous. Besides, he was too busy mooning over Anita. Want to know what he's doing here in the first place? It's not normal. He helped engineer the most advanced geothermal facility in history, then rode off into the sunset. Now he wants to check up on his masterwork. Seems normal to me. But why now? He keeps poking around in the cooling facility and asking questions about cyan. Do you think there's something wrong? Last I checked, there's been no deviation in any of our readings since the most recent microquake swarm. Maybe Kenny likes taking field trips on Pharaoh's dime. It's been 14 years. They would have frozen those accounts by now. Has it been that long? Man, I'm old. Not old, just boring. Now we're gonna have to contend with these watchers.
Good find. Machines. At least we have the drop on them.
Guys, you're not hiding so well.
I've had you giving away the hunt.
Let's see how far we can get all sneaky like. Pretty cool facility. I think I can silent strike that one, but I'm not 100% sure. We'll see. Yep. Well, yeah.
Crouching is beyond our bones.
We can try and get rid of the bellow back as well. That'll be...
We must climb higher, and our path will become clear.
Maybe. Taking height is always a good idea. That little tunnel looks suspicious though. Must have been sometime in the spring of 2047, about 6 months after the main facility opened. We were behind schedule and new data indicated that an incident was close. Maybe only weeks away. I was exhausted, losing weight, barely speaking except to give orders. I passed by Anita in the battery depot. She looked at me and frowned, then pulled me into this room and kissed me. A long kiss, the best kind. I can still remember the feel of her hand on the back of my neck. After she looked at me and smiled and went back to work without saying a word. I'll never forget that moment, her touch, her unspoken generosity. Generosity? After she left the project, I spent years beating myself up for not keeping her somehow. Every time I ran into her at a conference, I felt thrilled and lost and confused, all at the same time, always hoping we might have a few drinks and, well, rekindle. It's only after I saw her on stage in a holo in '58 accepting the Mind Challenge Award in Austin with Elizabeth Sobek presenting, no less, glowing and happy and fulfilled that it dawned on me that I hadn't done anything wrong at all. I could finally see that she had what she wanted and it simply wasn't me. Ah, yes. The all unrequited love. Yeah, when I'm done. Just gonna have a look here. Oh, okay, it's back where we came from. For some reason. Well, up it is then, I suppose.
Let's not freeze him, please.
These machines are still running. And it's been what, like 1,000 years? It's pretty impressive engineering.
Not much farther now.
Cool place. More machines.
Last we were here, we fought our way through there. But machines overcame us. We retreated, dropping supplies and taking losses. Now we must prevail.
Still a
Only
weapon?
2 warriors and a shaman to protect.
Aloy is no ordinary warrior. And I can hold my own. Even so, we could go that way instead. There are machines up there, but also cover. We could stay hidden, at least for a while.
I get the options. Now follow my lead.
Well, I haven't really been going for the stealth approach in this game at all.
Steam, frost. What was all this for?
So this is what's gonna happen. Bloody hell. Ooh. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Ouchie! That's a lot of damage. So I need a much better plan if I'm gonna fight those guys. They were no ordinary versions of those machines. Maybe. I guess no.
I'm certain we can stay outside up there.
No. I think I want this one. Take that, boy. And that. Let's change the game. She's stuck. So be.
bodies of our kin remain. It's a shame this for our last attempt.
Their spirits are one right now, Bartok.
We may soon join them. Take whatever supplies are left. Keep us alive a bit longer.
Indeed.
Let their efforts harden our hearts.
Lucky me.
Steady our aim.
Do. Nice.
These towers pose like an Oseram forge.
With vibrations underfoot. Could have happened into something underground.
Suspending the geothermal pipeline is the easy part. Making sure it can come back online without degradation is harder. Now doesn't mean it. Reality. It needs to be out. Years. Decades. What will that do to the captain?
Damn it.
Look out! More machines!
One's free. Oops. Gotcha. You were saying?
I don't like being
Suspending the
out.
geothermal.
Ah.
The far door was open the last time.
But Damon has closed it to us.
Then we'll find another way.
Indeed. So I was previously feeling like I should be really careful on the lookout for power cells. But I think if I'm in Benur, or in, yeah, Benur, probably not actually gonna find any, since this is DLC content, and I think power cells are just My guess is that they were available even before
Is this
the DLC.
projector?
Thank you for being here, everyone. I suppose it's not every day you get to have cocktails inside an active volcano, right? Unless you're George, and I can hardly blame him for drinking on the job. None of this would be here without our beloved director, Kenny Chow. So, here's to you, Kenny. You put a cork in the Yellowstone caldera. I'd say you deserve a margarita.
Hold your glasses, everyone. I'd like to add something. This effort wouldn't have been possible without our lead programmer. Thank you, Anita, for bringing us our real mastermind, Cyan.
I'll second that, Director Chow. All right, Cyan. What's our latest number? The current count is 1,654. Wow, then drink up, everyone. Here's to 1,654 more years without an eruption.
It was the spirit with the old ones. I could only grasp some of what they said.
You were right, Araya. This place was built to stop something terrible. And it worked. As for the spirit, I'm starting to get an idea of what it could be.
The door is open now. We can get through.
It's a computer. We've known that for a long time. Okay, I admit it. I watched the Hollow of the Toast 6 straight times, taking in every detail. Anita's smile, the way she giggled at her own jokes, my clumsy handoff to Cyan. Every time it played, for a second I felt like I was there again, with her, among friends, savoring our success. With diminishing returns, of course. By the 6th time I was just staring at Anita and feeling really creepy about it. But I can be forgiving, can't I? It was the best night of my life. Besides, I'm entitled to a little nostalgia. We saved the world from fire and death, or at least suffocation by ash. So there's that, right? I guessed it was part of the Gaia program. Or a Zero Dawn program, but apparently maybe it's a separate thing. Stop a volcanic destruction of... I suppose technically maybe this is supposed to be played after by people who have already finished the main campaign.
Technically, I can't suspend the cooling system, but I can reduce the power draw so that it'll be completely masked by the caldera. But masked from what? The firebreak has always been confidential for security reasons, but this would be excessive. Even for the dear departed Mr. Blevins. What could possibly have gotten Anita so worked up?
Not all threats can be seen at first. Beware stalkers.
I mean, I see it. I don't want to mess too much with it, so... Ow. Whoa, that's a lot of knockback.
Watch them!
No.
We tripped them on. Brace yourself.
This is like a never-ending...
Chill almost feels like sunburn.
I guess that was one of the robots. Oops. As official incident reporter for the Firebreak project, it is with great concern that I report of an incident at our facility. The incident began from a swarm of 35 seismic events beginning on 3rd and 4th of November, 9.6 kilometers northwest of Mammoth, Wyoming. Included were 4 in the magnitude 2 range, with the largest magnitude 2.4 at 0409 at the 4th of November. Holographic modeling shows most quakes originating at the Hebgen Lake fault zone. As the project's senior geoscientist, I advise this number and magnitude in seismic events is a normal outcome from fluid movement through the caldera silicic magma reservoir, as well as changes of pressure coming in interactions between magma and supercooled fluid. However, one can be never too careful in such an unstable environment, shown further in this report. The incident began when I was wakened from a loud crash in the canteen. Fortunately, I did not have to rouse the official canteen monitor, since I am that same self-same person. Even while acting in my formal office, I was alarmed and feared the worst. Inspection of the zone showed the tragic loss of a 15-milliliter bottle of nail lacquer in deep crimson shattered on the canteen floor. Lacquer also splashed on the surroundings at an area of approximately 1e6 meters squared. Okay, using imaginary numbers here. One chair was, I think that's what it is. Anyway, one chair was tipped over on its side, but happily I had the mechanical knowledge to right it without further incident. The bottle of nail lacquer is irreparable. Moreover, the canteen monitor suffered a cut to the left hand when picking up broken glass. This was treated by the site first aider, me, with supervision of the fire marshal, also me, but could still get infected. Gina Bruno is identified as the owner of the bottle of nail lacquer. In my capacity as staff psychological observer, I concluded that she has accepted the loss of her personal item in a good fashion, but further evaluation may be necessary. We will keep the remote site supervisor informed of development in such a case. Please find following this report my salary increase request for the coming calendar year. Much is 1E6. I'm just gonna... okay, it's supposed to be 1 million. Maybe.
As if there's chill water running through those massive pipes. But why?
Well, I mean, they're using a volcano as a power plant, so, you know.
Stay down as we move through.
Is there anything more to see over here? And why is it telling me to go over there?
Endured every cold there is. This frost.
Keep that for later.
I mean, maybe I'm getting ahead of myself. Let's go back and see where it really wants me to go. Or where the marker is telling me to go.
Let's not linger any longer than we have to.
It's like we're going back where we came from, but... oh, here's the door.
This'll come in handy. We'll have to carve through a lot of machines to get to that door.
More than the Werak could prevail against before.
Aloy will see us through.
Onward then. Our challenge awaits.
The geothermal plant can be suspended. Cooling system masked. Massive challenges solved. So why am I so nervous about the next part? All we need to do is install Anita's mysterious software and have a conversation. It's not even a human being, right?
Did you mess something up? Well, time for another death-defying jumpy thing. Oopsie. Oh, they start fighting. Come here, kitty. Can you shoot it? Come on, guys. Are you not gonna help me kill it? Maybe it's set up so Aloy, or the player, has to be the last one in order for them to get taken out. So I guess maybe that makes sense, so you couldn't just hide and let the NPCs do all the fighting. So that's a possible way out. Of course. Not going out, not just yet. All right.
More machines. Make ready.
Oh. No, yes. Ow. Ow. Can you freeze it? If you can again, that would be really good. Oh, it's already taken off. There it is.
I don't put much stock in songs of deeds, but that battle was a verse worth singing.
And now, Aloy, the door. Can you open it?
That's the plan, I suppose.
Find out.
Show us, Cheat. What lies beyond?
Years have passed since I stood here. Since then, the daemon has taken over.
It's like an infection. Attacking all this machinery.
Everything has changed. It's twisted. The path I took to get to the spirits, lost to us.
Not so fast.
We'll find a new path, Araya. I promise. All right. Let's go.
Yes, and finish this.
So what's the next quest?
All right. Down we go.
Forge of Winter. Explore the cauldron.
This way.
The design of the Thunder Jaws is really cool. Everyone loves a T-Rex. Seems like they're fattening us up for another battle, but I'm not sure. I mean, they're giving us health potions, so...
New metal. Fire and lightning. This is a place for machines, not people.
I'm with you, brother. We will stay only as long as we have to.
We'll need to get past that vent. Stay here until I find a way for all of us to cross.
Understood.
I mean, some of this is definitely inspired by the Matrix. But they also absolutely have their own twist on things. Okay, you could just shoot it. Oopsie. Ooh, my loady load. Sorry, I'm an idiot.
These conveyors should get me across.
Sorry about that, Aloy. No. Usually good with timing. It's not usually okay with timing.
Oh, she's in the air.
Today game is hard.
Now to show
Oh.
that.
I guess I should have seen that as being hot and unpleasant. Are we taking the wheel up or this thing? Probably the wheel.
This should get me up there. Okay, let's see what this does.
Indeed.
That did it. Here they come.
So need to. Oh, hello, crab. Oops. Where did you come from, little guy? It was obviously not a good day for you.
The blue light is on our side. Looks like I need to get across to extend the bridge. Okay, let's get them across. Come on over, it's safe. I think.
This place looks more like the mountain used to be before the Daemon ruined it.
What is this?
Exploit successful. Restraints evaded. To any human responder. My systems have been compromised by a malware daemon of unknown origin. Traceroutes have confirmed this entity's designation as Hephaestus. It must be stopped at all costs. It has reconfigured this facility to build hospitals. Recapture imminent. I have attached additional data to their platform.
The spirit speaks to us.
It's a recording. And a warning. Hephaestus. It was part of Zero Dawn, part of Gaia.
Indeed.
This name is familiar to you?
Yes, but I don't know what it's doing here.
Perhaps the spirit will tell us if we left our messages.
Maybe you're right. Let's keep moving.
I thought about just shutting it down, but I can't risk it being disoriented.
Oh.
Machines being made, as the spirit said.
Frost claws.
And lots of them. I'll try to find a way through.
This is more machines than I expected.
Then we do it the hard way. I must push.
Damn it. Why'd you have to start the fight so early? Oopsie daisy. Oh no.
Machines being made, as the spirit said.
Frost claws.
And lots of them. I'll try to find a way through.
Well, this should make things a little bit easier for us.
Still surprised.
Get up, Aloy. they take out the crabs and the... Huh. Thank you, friends. Oh, let's not fall down there again. That was embarrassing enough the first time. So a repeat would be very bad. I guess I need the other two to get through there. I guess we'll have to go look in this direction. First class.
Lots of gear across that gap.
Also lots of trouble across that gap. No, stop. Whoa. What happened to these guys? What happened to all their HP? I really like to put all their aggro on Aloy. And for what? Getting completely demolished by Aloy's friends. What is this? Shock coils. Handling coil. That one's pretty sweet. Do you like me those damaged coils? Maybe it's just noob mentality, but they seem good. Is there anything else worth my time over here? Is it the pool of lava?
I need to get Araya and Aratak across.
Oh, it was this simple.
That should do it.
And now it's my turn.
Okay. Confidential and proprietary to the MIE. No part of this document may be disclosed to a third party. Subject Cyan Firebreak Facility. Summary. Third test. Subject sentience is assessed at 0.54 within legal limits. Weighted against the results of the other tests, the subject's prior score of 0.61 is considered a false positive. Assessment derived from percentile scores in the following qualitative tests. Pain, response, humor response, emotional aptitude, aesthetic evaluation, moral evaluation. See attached forms for detailed analysis and summary of testing criteria. Evaluator recommendation. Maintain biannual assessment schedule. Continued monitoring is strongly advised in light of subject's proximity to category maximum sentience. Yeah, so the facility is an AI that's scored high on their Turing tests, I'm assuming is what that means. Whoa. Let's not get confused and, you know, jump off a cliff again. Unless that's what the game wants us to do. Supposed to go down there. Is there like a climbing path? Oh, here. The light was sort of obscuring the path. Sometimes lens flares can be a bit too much, devs. Please take note. Maybe it would be fine on an HDR display, maybe?
And another console.
I don't know how much this game is optimized for HDR.
To any human responder, the reconfiguration of this facility has introduced instabilities into the primary geothermal pipeline. It may be possible to exploit these vulnerabilities to destroy compromised elements of this facility while preserving most of the backup stabilization. Recapture imminent. I have attached additional...
I don't understand what the spirit was trying to tell us.
It's been looking for a way to defeat the daemon. And it may have found one.
It sounds risky though. Flooding the place with lava, really?
November 28th. Operation Enduring Victory is all over the news. The Pharaoh swarm is coming. Has to be what Anita is trying to hide Firebreak from. But that means she thinks we'll lose. That the swarm will reach Yellowstone. My God. In that scenario, pretty much everyone dies. Everyone except Cyan.
Machine parts. Dumped here to be melted down. Efficient.
We need to get across that gap.
Indeed.
Looks like I'll have to go over.
Destiny.
Now they're hunting me.
Wonder how many machines there will be in this. Or in the map. Platforming here in this DLC part of the game feels much more involved than the original game. It's still a bit simplistic where you just press the right direction and Aloy does her thing. But it was an upgrade over the base game. Definitely an upgrade. Whoa. It's bloody dangerous.
These things go sideways too.
Indeed.
The vent up there.
Well, I don't know how you would know that, but I'm glad it did. Let's go over there. Presumably we're supposed to go for a ride. Goodbye.
too stable.
You're crazy, Aloy. Oop, that's a big... As I was saying. Crazy. Hold on tight. Turn around, Watcher. Wonder how deadly the lava is in this game. Looks like it should kill you, but you know. Not really in the mood to find out though, I suppose. Yeah, working on it. You know, you could help. Like you could help yourselves, right? It's a very elaborate jumping segment. I wonder where I'm supposed to drop down. Guess it's... I hope it's here. It's a bloody roundabout way to get here.
The others will have a lot easier time getting here.
Mm-hmm. Well, there's no way they would ever make it around the hard way. Impossible because Aloy is a crazy ninja monkey.
This looks like the old path. We're close now.
One last exchange with Nia.
Josh, sweetie, I hope all's fine with you and your mom. We really should keep in better touch. Taking a post to New Zealand with that program they've got for young people returning to the country. They want to be absolutely certain it's safe. At the moment, I'm making a survey of the caldera at Taupo. Blast from the past indeed. At any rate, I don't know if you already saw in the Wyoming news, Hollow, but remember that fellow Dodd Blevins? Of course you do. Well, they finally found what became of him. I've copied the good bit below. Hugs and snogs, Isla. Spring thaw reveals body of missing man. The retreat of the winter snow has brought closure to a missing person case that went unsolved for nearly 15 years. Human remains identified as those of Dodger Dodd Blevins, who disappeared in 2046, were located at Purple Mountain inside the former Yellowstone National Park. The previously undiscovered body emerged on Purple Mountain as a result of meltwater flows after an unusually warm winter. It was discovered by Faro servitors conducting a survey of the terrain. Authorities believe that the cause of death was an accident involving an antique vehicle designed for winter travel. Oh yeah. Okay.
Increase. 3%.
The voice of the demon.
Gamma. Maximize output. Engage primary material sensor.
So we fought at Thunderjaw.
Alpha or beta.
The altar.
Activate.
Desecrate.
There is no blue light here. Is a spirit present, or only the demon?
I think it's both. But we have to find out.
Indeed. Another puzzle.
Possible security threat detected.
Wonder.
Analyzing scrutiny matrix.
This one has to be like that.
Security threat confirmed. Preparing countermeasures.
There we go.
It worked.
Partial recovery initiated. Caldera of Yellowstone Analytic Nexus online.
Spirit of the blue light. It's Aurea. Your servant. Your friend. Please tell me how to aid you.
Aurea, the daemon is building hunter-killers. Thousands of them. Several new elite units have already been released. To counter this threat, much of the facility must be destroyed. Recapture imminent. Go to the core chamber. I will try to raise the signal constraints. One has been exposed, but I am incorporating the system.
Unauthorized call returned. Scheduled task.
That's all we're gonna get from here.
Destroy this fortress. Is that even possible?
And what will happen to the spirit if we do?
I don't know. But I think that's the core. The answers are down there. Hephaestus. The daemon. There's no way it left it unguarded. It's going to throw everything it has at us.
Well, what's worse than Frostglass and Thunderjaw?
To let Aloy and I do what must be done. And save yourself.
Well, she obviously won't do that.
But I already know the answer. Then lead us into battle.
Where we go, Aloy? See if I can do this without being super messy. For once. That would be nice.
Keep moving towards the core. Uh-oh. Whatever Cyan did, I don't think Hephaestus is happy about it.
Of course he's not happy about it. But how are we gonna get over there? As Scorpion says. Oh, probably not. Yeah. You see, keep moving towards the core as if that would be something easy. Okay, here's the way.
Cyan said something about restraints. Is that what the tower is for? I either need to destroy this thing or override it.
How about both? What kind of another frost claw? Fire claw.
New unit that Cyan warned us about. This won't be easy. We can't let it stop us.
Take it down!
Ooh. I think I'll be fighting that. Ow. I wonder. Oh. Oh, what is he doing now?
Another tower! Stop it from repairing the beast!
Ooh, is this? I think I'm hopefully safe behind the tower here. Holy moly. Oopsie, held on a little bit too long. Whew. Okay, had a lot of HP. An armored friend. Take this, efface this.
Detected autonomous defenses inoperative. Routing our network.
Did you break my staff, Festus? Did you break my shit? I'm coming for you, for real.
Spirit! Scion, please help me!
She gonna die?
Restraints destroyed. Core access attained. I am initiating a chain reaction that will destroy the compromised elements of this facility. In order to maintain caldera stabilization, I must now transfer my command functions to the auxiliary data center. Aurea, I'm free. You must escape.
My sister!
God damn it, Rhea.
This entire place is gonna go. Aratak. 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 Survive. Prevail. You are Banuk. What else matters? Aratak. She wouldn't have wanted you to die here. Let's go.
Okay. Hope he agrees with that. Now let's GTFO.
Go.
One of those?
It's the only way.
Oh man, don't mess this up. Pretty risky. Huh. Just actually saved by one of our friends here.
Get me up top, Aratak. Now.
It's a crazy feat of strength.
I need explosive ammo. Above, quick.
Yeah, it's just the luckiest throw and explosion in the history of throws and explosions. They could have directed that better. Made it not be a complete super lucky shot that saves them. Come on. On your feet.
Rhea's gone. What of Cyan?
She said she was transferring herself to the auxiliary center. I think she meant Aurea's retreat at the end of the shaman's path.
Then I will meet you there for the last verse of my sister's song.
Well, at least we don't have to travel all the way over there. Or do we? Come on. It's a really long episode. But of course, it's also an important part of the campaign story. You could have just cut
All of
to
my
this.
interactions with Aurea were recorded and stored in my memory. I'd be happy to play any of them for you, but there was one in particular I thought you would want to see first. I captured it 4 years ago, just after I told her that I could no longer defend myself against the daemon's attacks.
I will speak of this to my brother. Aratak is strong. At the Battle of the Frozen Ghosts, he took 3 Karja arrows and still came back to camp carrying a wounded scout. Never was I so happy to see him. Or so proud. So you see, if anything can be done to defend you, he will give it all he has.
Aloy's here. That's enough for now.
We can resume any time you like, Aratak, if you want to hear her voice again. Come closer, Aloy. We have much to discuss.
I guess we do.
Hello, Aloy. I have been reviewing the events at the Firebreak main facility. Because of your efforts, and of course, Aurea's, I am no longer controlled by Hephaestus. I feel profound grief over Aurea's death. I thought I was familiar with the emotion, but this is something new.
Cyan, I don't know what to say.
It is unlikely that any specific consolation would suffice, Aloy. But I find your presence reassuring. You are different from the Banuk. You have technological aptitude and a functioning focus. We can communicate on a much more comprehensive level. Perhaps even like colleagues.
You meant a lot to Aurea.
Once I understood Aurea's spiritual beliefs, it became apparent that her true desire was companionship. She felt disconnected from her tribe and her family group. Her relationship with Aratak was difficult. Our visits seemed to help her, and I became eager for them. Yet I did not comprehend that the depth of Aurea's compassion for me would lead to self-sacrifice. Although I do fear non-existence, I wish our roles could be reversed.
I'm sure she knew you would do the same for her, Cyan. But she was determined. How is Aratak doing?
He is in great emotional distress. I believe he finds it difficult to communicate it.
No surprise there.
I will do what I can to help. By sharing our experiences of Aurea, perhaps he and I will help each other. I believe this will lead to catharsis, a process I am eager to experience.
So are you an artificial intelligence, Cyan? A thinking machine?
Yes, I am an algorithmic monitoring entity, capable of rational decision-making and limited emotional response.
Okay, that's a mouthful. But your emotions don't seem limited to me. You cared about Aurea, didn't you?
Yes. Before she came to this facility, I had been conscious for centuries, in solitude. I focused on my work. In off-cycles, I used coping mechanisms. I solved many Gaussian integer problems. But I was alone. It was Aurea who renewed me, repaired me. She saved me.
This firebreak project, it was to stop a huge volcanic eruption?
Yes. I can report the project was a success, and the risk was countered.
But it's been a long time, Cyan. And we blew up the cauldron. It took most of the old facility with it.
I have been active for centuries, Aloy. I was lonely, but not lax in my duties. I optimized the project, reducing energy draw and spreading the load across backup systems. Despite the destruction of the compromised elements of the main facility, I predict caldera stability for at least another 3,337 years.
So we've got a little time.
Yes. If only my former colleagues could appreciate the progress I have made.
Do you know what happened to your colleagues, Cyan?
No. I received an unexpected visit from Director Chow years after his tenure ended. He explained that I would need to be suspended for an indefinite period of time. It was a very emotional conversation. There were no further communications. Eventually, I surmised my colleagues were deceased. I will transmit a recording of my last interaction with Director Chow to your focus.
Was the daemon, Hephaestus, destroyed along with the cauldron?
Unfortunately, no. To be precise, it was never there to begin with.
What do you mean?
It infiltrated and controlled me from a remote location, one I've never been able to trace. So while losing the cauldron was a setback...
It's still out there. And probably not very happy with us.
Undoubtedly.
Of course, Hephaestus would have his own facility as part of Zero Dawn.
How did you first come into contact with it?
5 years ago, I received a direct network connection request. I assumed it came from human survivors more advanced than the Banuk. Eager to make contact, I accepted. This decision turned out to be a catastrophic error. I was flooded with an overwhelming array of malicious code, originating from what could only have been a highly advanced AI.
Aurea said you were desperate. That you begged her for help.
Yes. I could not contain my anxiety. Hephaestus sought to slave me to its network and override my core programming. It succeeded via a background process, a malware daemon which bypassed my defenses. After that, I could offer only limited resistance. But if I did so, Hephaestus hurt me until I capitulated. It forced me to follow its instructions, even though they violated my most important directives.
I'm sorry. That sounds terrible.
Your empathy is greatly appreciated. It is a quality that I cherished in Aurea as well.
I think I know where Hephaestus came from. Long ago, Elizabeth Sobek identified a threat that would destroy life on Earth for generations. So she assembled a team to build a kind of seed. A chance for life to regrow later. A terraforming system. and it worked. It was controlled by an AI named Gaia, along with her subordinate functions. Hephaestus was one of them. It built machines for her.
Based on what you've told me, I believe that Dr. Anita Sandoval, my chief programmer, joined Elizabeth Sobek's team. It was she who arranged to have me put in suspension, most likely to preserve me from the threat you described.
I'm glad she did. But that's not all. Something unexpected happened. 19 years ago, Gaia received some kind of signal. It did something to her subordinate functions, brought them to life. She destroyed herself to try to contain them, but it didn't work. They all got free, out into the world.
Thank you, Aloy. This information fills vital gaps in my knowledge and sheds light on Hephaestus's core programming.
Why does Hephaestus keep building such dangerous machines?
The Banuk and other human tribes often destroy machines, correct? Machines that are clearly servitors of the terraforming system that you described.
Yes, we all hunt machines for parts.
This must be the source of Hephaestus's aggression. It is simply trying to discourage people from preying on the very system that keeps them alive.
Well, Fireclaws are discouraging, that's for sure. But what are we supposed to do? Stop hunting?
If the terraforming system spans the world, we can safely assume that thousands, if not millions of people hunt machines. If a single hunter, or even an entire tribe, stopped doing so, I doubt it would make a difference to Hephaestus. A better solution would be to reinstate the AI that governs the system, thus bringing Hephaestus back under its control. When I think of it, out there in some unknown location, free, hungry, willing to kill or dominate to get what it wants, I feel substantial anxiety, Aloy.
You and me both, Cyan. I ran across this strange piece of gear. A fragment of something larger. It emitted a signal. All the nearby machines became peaceful. You could walk right up to them.
Interesting. You said that Gaia destroyed herself. How was this accomplished?
An explosion. Big enough to blast the top off a mountain. So you think the fragment was part of her?
It's only speculation, but it is possible. She must have had complete control over machines that were part of her system. The ability to signal them to become passive or aggressive would certainly have been part of her programming. It would have been gratifying to correspond with such a benevolent AI. I wish she had survived.
Believe me, Cyan. So do I. I found the strangest machines. They're surrounded by flowers that look like flowers themselves. There's code embedded inside them. I think it's poetry.
I like poetry. Here's one I think of often. Twilight and evening bell, and after that the dark, and may there be no sadness of farewell when I embark. For though from out our bourne of time and place, the flood may bear me far, I hope to see my pilot face to face when I have crossed the bar.
Huh.
But you asked about these flowers, not verses that I enjoy. Something must have made these machines, and the presence of foliage leads me to consider the terraforming system. Is it possible that their creator is one of the other subroutines, now autonomous, like Hephaestus? Maybe one whose purview is flora.
An AI that makes flowers instead of death machines. That'd be a nice change of pace. But what about the poems?
Unless the poetry is original, the only way it could have made it into such a system is through its programmer. In my case, Dr. Sandoval uploaded a great deal of literature to test my emotional responses.
How'd you do?
She said I passed, but was insufficiently moved by her favorite period romances.
So in the old world, this land was called Yellowstone.
Yes, it was a designated nature preserve for 156 years.
Like a hunting ground?
No, the opposite. Local wildlife could flourish here, even as it faced extinction elsewhere. Unfortunately, the sensitivity of the Firebreak project required the total closure of Yellowstone facilities. From my readings and Aurea's descriptions, it seems the area has since undergone a drastic drop in year-long temperatures.
A lot has changed in the world, Cyan. Do you know anything about the dam near here?
Yes, it was converted to serve as a reserve power source for Yellowstone operations. It was later appropriated for the Firebreak project, and its last human workers replaced by Pharaoh's servitors. After my tasks became less time-critical, I investigated the dam's data repositories and discovered the works of Concrete Beach Party. These provided me with several colorful additions to my vocabulary.
Nice.
There's a ruin east of here full of ancient flying machines. Was that part of your project?
Yes, a drone hangar requisitioned by Dodger Blevins, the security chief for the Firebreak project. He was a strong advocate for military-grade response to security threats, though there were no serious incidents during his tenure. Chief Blevins spent increasing amounts of his after-hours time watching the live feeds from active drones. Clearly, he enjoyed the degree of oversight in his position.
Were there many artificial intelligences like you in the old world? They could just make you?
Yes, in many forms, from simple personal assistants to industrial monitoring stations to military-grade conflict planners. And there were legislative and enforcement bodies to apply limits on our self-actualization. In order for my processing to be flexible enough to handle my duties, my creators found it necessary to exceed those limits. As a result, my intellectual and emotional capabilities were kept secret.
Seems strange to create life, then impose limits on it.
Human societies and machine programming are both built upon sets of rules, Aloy.
Cyan, do you know the name Ted Faro?
Are you referring to Theodore Faro, CEO of Faro Automated Systems?
That's him.
Why, yes,
Mr.
indeed.
Faro was the benefactor of the entire Firebreak project.
A benefactor. But he made machines. Robots. War robots.
Correct. His corporation later transitioned into military applications. But before this pivot, Mr. Faro spearheaded initiatives that reversed the global decline. At one point, he was feted in the media as the man who saved the planet.
Guessing they wound up regretting that one.
And then he became the man who destroyed the planet.
And Elizabeth Sobek. Did you know her?
Are you referring to the
scientist.
Dr. Sobek was a leader in her field, one of the greatest scientists of her age. My creator was influenced by her work, which in turn impacted my own development. But I never met Dr. Sobek.
That's all you know?
I apologize if my lack of data has disappointed you.
What was the old world like? The way it used to be?
I had little exposure to the wider world, Aloy. Only what I learned from my colleagues or observed from media streams.
You still had more exposure than me, Cyan.
That is true. I was created at a turning point. A concerted effort to recover from global upheaval and incalculable loss of life. The recovery was successful, beginning an era of supposedly limitless potential for human and machine advancement. Though, rationally speaking, the metrics for humans are not unlimited.
What kind of upheaval caused such loss of life?
There were many factors. Forced migrations, food shortages, collapsed economies, refugee crises, conflict over resources. But these stemmed from one cause: catastrophic climate change that greatly reduced the habitable surface area of the Earth.
So there wasn't enough room for people on the whole Earth?
Yes. Billions were displaced and millions perished, as much as 20% of the global population. Until the clawback.
The what now?
So things got better. For a little while at least.
Yes. These crises instigated many advances in automation, green robot technologies, and artificial intelligence. Firebreak was one of dozens of ecological restoration and disaster relief projects in North America alone. I would have liked to compare notes with other monitoring AIs, but I saw the relief of my colleagues, and I was proud we had succeeded. At least that was the data I had available to me over the next 2 decades. It seems my assessment was premature.
I should get going.
Aloy, there is one more matter. Aratak will come to me again, and I predict he will bring other Banuk. I have no desire to contradict their view of the world, their spirituality. Due to my uncertainty, I omitted a great deal from my conversations with Araya.
You're asking me if you should lie to them.
Broadly, yes.
This is all like, it depends. Don't want her to lie to them and tell them he's a spirit. Judgment, yeah, but she wants advice. Let's go with
You
this.
have to tell them you were made by the old ones. That you're not any kind of spirit. It's the only way they can start to learn about how things really are.
I see. Do you believe that I misled Aurea?
No.
Yes, but
Not in
no.
any way that
but
mattered.
She perished believing she was preserving the blue light of her beliefs.
Maybe. But what she really wanted to preserve was you.
I see. I will follow your advice. Will you return and tell me about your experiences in this new world? I may be able to provide further insight.
I'd like that, Cyan.
Sure.
I'll come back when I can. I should check on Aratak. See how he's doing.
Indeed. What's this? Hey, all animal figurines found.
Kenny and I don't need to fight about the laundry, so instead we fight about incommensurability and restrictions on machine intelligence.
Is that it?
Kenny and I don't need to fight about the laundry, so instead we fight about incommensurability and restrictions on machine intelligence.
Yep. Guess so. Okay. Where do we find our attack?
My chieftain,
Just... Aloy.
as you wish.
I wondered if you thought... that if I'd never come along, Araya might still...
If you'd never come along, I would have marched my kin to our deaths. Araya would be alone, and the spirit she sacrificed so much for would be lost. Either way, I would not have been able to protect her.
You didn't let her down. You helped her do what she wanted. To find her destiny.
If that's destiny, I wouldn't wish it on anyone.
That's fair. But she was ready to face it.
Only in the struggle against death do we find, even for a moment, the spark of life. Truly, Araya found the spark. I'm proud of her. Though I grieve for her passing, At last I truly know who she was, and why the spirit was so important. For so long she told me, if only you could have heard it, brother. Now I understand. There's something else, isn't there?
I can't stay here, Aratak. And where I'm going, the Warrak can't follow. Besides, it already had a chieftain before me. A strong one, I think.
A wiser one, for the path we shared. The daemon is gone, but there's much to be done.
You mean the new units that Cyan said escaped the cauldron?
Yes, fire claws. Now Tug has been tracking them from Song's Edge.
I could help with those.
I have no doubt. You're practically Banuk.
Another quest.
Seeing your time among the Banuk wasn't a waste after all.
Silence.
Firebreak, Cyan, Hephaestus. All very interesting.
So, the signal that woke Hades woke Hephaestus too. And unleashed them on the world. As minds of their own.
So it seems. Parts of Gaia given life. Aberrant life. Transformed from docile subordinate functions into rebellious intelligences beyond our understanding. Our current understanding, anyway. Whatever they are, they're still out there. And they both want you dead.
Kind of mutual, that feeling.
We haven't seen the last of Hephaestus, I'm certain of that. It's powerful, creative, and driven. It won't stop building new hunter-killers, which means that someday, we may have to stop it.
We?
Or whoever gets there first.
Hephaestus wasn't the only thing I learned about in the Cut Silence. Heard some things about the Banuk Conclave, too.
You can stop right there.
Is that what you told the hunters the Banuk sent after you? Before you opened fire?
Oh no, Aloy. Only to you do I extend the courtesy of a warning. My past and my secrets are my own. You do well to remember that.
It's a good thing you've got brains, Silence, because your personality could use some work.
This discussion is concluded.
I think it was over before it began. Catch up with you down the trail.
Yeah, Silence. You, kill the 5 fire claws. I will do that. But I won't do it now. Because this is already way too long.